Tom English.
This is not a confession. I'm not looking for absolution. I've received the forgiveness that I need to receive. This is a story about how I, having served 2 years voluntarily in Madagascar, fell into the hedonism trap. The first question then is, what is hedonism? How am I defining hedonism? Hedonism, as I define it, is the pursuit of pleasure as an end in itself. Many people also refer to this as instant gratification. Pleasure now is the imperative. I'm not the first person to define hedonism by any means. Epicurus, the Greek philosopher, was one of the first proponents of a hedonistic lifestyle. But unbeknown to me when I was a student, he included a very important caveat about the pursuit of hedonism. He wrote that no pleasure is bad in itself, but, and here's the caveat, the things that lead to pleasure in some cases may cause disturbances that are many times greater than the pleasures themselves. That then means that in pursuing hedonism, we can get ourselves into trouble. In pursuing instant gratification, we can cause disturbances. And that's where I found myself, in this hedonism trap. What did the trap look like? For me personally, I was alone in my room one Saturday night. I had nothing to do for a change. I tended to avoid being on my own so that I wouldn't have time with my own self and with my own thoughts. But there I was. Nothing was going on. Nobody was around. I was alone at home in my room with an old school Nokia mobile phone, which really wasn't much fun at all. And in that moment, in that silence and in that darkness, in the loneliness of my own soul, I came to terms with the fact that not just in that instant, but throughout my life, I was alone. I felt empty. I felt lonely. I felt desperate. My hedonism had degenerated to a state of nihilism. Nihil in Latin, which is the root of the word nihilism, means nothing. And that is what I felt. Nothing. Emptiness. Loneliness. How did I get into this state, having served voluntarily in Madagascar for 2 years? There are 3 reasons why myself and anybody else can sleepwalk their way into the hedonism trap. The first reason is distraction. We've got plenty of distractions on these things here, mobile phones. We live in a world where attention is seen as a currency. Social media companies, content creators, marketers are trying to manipulate us. They're trying to distract us from what we're focusing on and steal our attention. The second reason that anybody can sleepwalk their way into hedonism is simply temptation. It's very, very easy to get access to things that provide instant gratification, that activate the pleasure centers in the brain. Whether it's sex, including pornography, or drugs, including alcohol, these things are very, very easy to gain access to in the digital age. The third thing is simply the fact that life is hard. Life is tough. The vicissitudes of life come to all of us. As Ed mentioned in his talk, our loved ones, the people that we care about, get sick. They get ill. Bad things happen to us that cause pain. And it becomes very, very difficult. And so in some cases, we try to numb that pain. And we try and numb that pain through seeking pleasure. What I'm saying here is that it isn't just bad people who fall into the hedonism trap. It's people. It's people who, for whatever reason, have taken their eye off the ball. It can happen to any single one of us, as it happened to me. How then can we escape the hedonism trap? And how did I escape the hedonism trap? The way in which I escaped the hedonism trap was serendipitous, in the sense that I was guided to a mentor who changed my life with the question, "Who do you love, Tom?" When I answered him and said, "My mom," that's an easy one, right? He wasn't satisfied with that answer, and he dug in and asked me to qualify that answer. How could I qualify that I love my mom? And he taught me that love is not just soppy romance. It's not an abstract, ethereal concept. It's a verb, a doing word. It's care. It's service. It's action. It's at the very least putting the needs of others before your own pleasure. I do not believe that it is possible to find purpose and meaning in life, much less success that is sustainable, without love, without serving the needs of others and caring for them. I've seen this in my personal life, in the relationship that I now have with my wife. I've seen this in my other relationships, my friendships, and my communities. And I've also seen this from a commercial point of view as well, in building trust with customers. People have bought more with me than with my competitors for several years because they know I care. It's as simple as that. This is not rocket science. So in closing, I'd like to reiterate that anybody can fall into the hedonism trap, not just bad people. But equally, anybody can escape the hedonism trap through love. My question to you then is, who will you love? Thank you.